What a shame. Ilian couldn't hide his confusion. He hit the sofa back hard in front of Crichton and Glenna. We were so close. Glenna raised an eyebrow. The plan was perfect. After all, the rumors weren't false. As the rumors claimed, the second prince and his wife were sleeping in separate rooms, and she was struggling to neutralize the mana. Moreover, she did not receive any notable jewelry from him as a gift. Considering all this, it should have been true that the second prince managed the princess's personal funds. But then, the second prince appeared at the nobility assembly and publicly defended it. Not only did he deny the rumors, he completely humiliated Ilian and Daniel. It didn't make sense. Did the second prince care about his wife, or was he neglecting her? What was true? Who's lying here? Glenna directed the question to Crichton. He sighed as if he was thinking the same thing. We need to retrace everything. Crichton stood up as he finished speaking. He adjusted the lapels of his jacket and turned to Glenna. First, I'll talk to Caleb. There has to be something useful. There is no need to summon him. As Crichton was about to leave the drawing room, a voice from the door stopped him. Caleb entered, his face pale. I came as soon as I heard. What happened? This means that the information you provided us was US. Crichton answered coldly and sat down again. Immediately, all eyes in the room turned to Caleb, staring at him with judgment. All your claims, that Franz controls the second princess's money, that he ignores her, were false. And now we look like fools because of it. Ilian nodded enthusiastically at Crichton's words, pointing his finger at Caleb. Do you have any idea how humiliated I was because of your false information? It can't be. Caleb, who was suddenly placed under all the blame, wore an embarrassed expression. He defended him against Crichton. My information is reliable. I had a reliable source. Or were you merely deceived by the princess's sweet words? Ilian clicked his tongue sarcastically. Caleb shook his head frantically. There is a servant belonging to the second princess of Ambrose province. She is always by her side. She was my source. Where is this source now? I brought her with me. As if anticipating the question, Caleb smiled. He clapped, and from behind the reception room door, a maid came forward. With black hair and violet eyes, the maid made Glenna's eyes widen slightly. You. The maid smiled kindly at the first princess, whom she recognized, and bowed politely. I am Sarah Eshelman, maid of Her Highness the Second Princess. When Sarah appeared, Glenna and Crichton exchanged glances. Their plan to expel the second princess with rumors now took a different turn. Glenna decided to talk to Sarah alone. Having noisy men around her will only hinder her openness. The three men agreed. They thought that Glenna could manage a palace maid like Sarah effectively and left the room. I must succeed this time. Glenna was determined. With the rumor strategy failing, she needed another way to bring down the second princess. According to Ilian and Crichton, the second princess had no weaknesses. Who better than her maid, who was always by her side? Glenna studied Sarah with sharp eyes. Standing politely with her hands folded, she appeared to be at the princess's side. Come closer and sit down. Yes. Sarah obeyed and took the seat Glenna offered. Watching her carefully, Gina began. Why are you here? Sarah slowly raised her head at the question, met Glenna's eyes for a moment, then lowered it again respectfully. Baron Ambrose heard about my situation and brought me here. Your situation? He heard about what the second princess did to me. Glenna studied Sarah's behavior. She seemed properly trained, avoiding eye contact unless allowed. She is desirable. Sarah was always attached to the second princess, anticipating her needs before they were asked. Perfect maid. Glenna noticed it for this reason. And now it had come straight into her hands, what a stroke of luck. But can I trust her? Despite the temptation to win her over, Glenna couldn't trust her easily. The second princess was not foolish. A loyal servant of such a woman might have other motives for appearing here. I need to test it first. After making the decision, Glenna smiled gently and used the kindest tone she could. Are you going to tell me what happened to you? At her gentle question, Sarah's shoulders trembled. She put her hands to her mouth, immersed. I didn't do that, she choked on her words before continuing. I swear I didn't start the rumors, but Her Highness got mad at me. Oh my God, you must have been scared. Yes. Sarah nodded enthusiastically. Glenna did not abandon her doubts and continued. Still, I'm surprised. She didn't seem like the type to betray her lady just because of a few harsh words. I've reached my limit. Sarah released her long pent-up bitterness. She doubted my loyalty and got angry. I always worked for her alone, but she didn't trust me. What did you do? When I tried to find the source of the rumors, she mentioned that Baron Ambrose had inquired about her well-being, just in case. Then she accused me of spreading it all, about her restricted finances, about her not choosing her meals. Sarah stopped and revealed her sleeve. Glenna frowned at the sight of the bruise on her wrist. Until I hit you? It's not that unusual. You are a very good servant for her. Glenna gently grabbed Sarah's injured wrist. She thought the second princess was arrogant, but she didn't know that she beat her maids. Considering how she attacked Nerys, it was clear that the second princess was obsessed with power. Having someone like her near the second prince was an obstacle for Crichton. If it comes to this, she must be expelled from the palace at all costs. It's not just about the diamond necklace anymore. It was a crucial step towards Crichton becoming heir apparent. I would like to be your new lady. Will you be mine? Glenna gave a gentle smile. Sarah's eyes twitched at the offer. Are you really going to take me? For now, return to the second prince's palace. Do as I say. Once the princess is removed, I will take you to me. Obey, and I will make you the head maid of the crown prince's residence. Your Highness. Sarah's eyes filled with tears, deeply touched by Glenna's kindness. Very easy. Glenna gently patted her back and added with a sweet smile, now, listen carefully to what I'm telling you. When she returned to the second prince's palace, Sarah placed her hand on her chest, took a deep breath, and knocked on the princess's bedroom door. Your Highness, it's Sarah. As soon as she spoke, the door opened. As if the princess was waiting for her. Aleisha stood in the doorway, her face hard, looking straight at her. A short, cold command came out of her red lips. Come in. Sarah swallowed and stepped inside. The door closed behind her as Aleisha faced her, looking equally nervous. Aleisha stared at Sarah silently. Her expression was unreadable, like a doll's. Heavy silence filled the room. Your Highness. Sarah broke the silence quietly, her voice trembling. Aleisha didn't blink. As if she didn't hear her. As the room sank into the evening light, their shadows stretched longer and longer. In the dim room, Aleisha reached out and took Sarah's hand. Her hand was cold and trembling. Aleisha's lips parted slightly. She seemed to want to speak but couldn't get the words out. Sarah looked at her mistress and smiled sweetly. She took a steadying breath, and spoke softly and sweetly. I succeeded.